Crosstalk.
Episode
11.
11.
I just bumped the mic. I did the most unprofessional recording thing that you could ever do. I am heaping coals upon my head, as the scriptures say. Woohoo! So, as a quick podcast-related announcement, it is December 16th. Is today the 16th that we're recording this? This will be our final podcast of the year. We have Christmas Eve and Christmas and New Year's the next couple weeks. So we're going to revisit you again in early January when the world moves slow, when the winter's nice and cold, and
Don't say nice and cold, just say cold.
just cold. And what
It's
better
not
to do
nice.
than sit in an office and record podcasts about Jesus and other less edifying things at times?
I don't know what we're going to talk about because I've just been milking the Christmas cow all month.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, we'll find stuff to talk about. We have some time to come up with a game plan before we get...
Maybe we'll
that
talk
point.
about my fish in the new year. Maybe I'll bring them here.
I don't want to make them feel guilty.
I also don't want to move them. It's a lot of work. Anyway,
Yeah. It may be better as a think tank than a physical tank, right?
yeah.
Sweet. Well, hey, how are you today? This is a busy week for you. It's kind of a busy week for everybody, I guess. But
I'll be better once I go to bed tonight. I've got my party tomorrow with my students
sweet.
at my house. And then Thursday, I have some things to do. And then things calm down. Then I'm going to the Colts game on Monday night. And then Christmas can really fully start. And then I'm kind of unplugging and disconnecting and not checking email till like December 29th or whatever.
Very good. Do you have notifications on your phone for your...
No.
Okay,
No,
good.
that is a boundary that I've set everywhere. Like I'm not.
Very good.
You will
Yep.
not ask me to put my work email on my phone. I
Yep.
will not do it.
I have it on my phone, but I don't have notifications for it.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody usually urgently needs me, they call. So that's the best way to get a hold of me. As we said, the church office will be closed December 25th through January 2nd. If there's anything urgent that happens during that time, you have these lovely things that Linda makes every week called a bulletin. And inside that bulletin insert is my contact information. So if there's anything at all that you need during that time, please feel free to call me if you have to. And I will, if I'm not able to deal with it directly, I will be happy to gather around the troops to equip our people to respond to ministry need as it comes up. But hopefully it's just a quiet, lovely Christmas and New Year's for everybody.
And when he says troops, he means his 2 dogs and his cat.
Yes. The cat. So he was a barn cat, has grown much comfortable since being relocated in town. He squats in my basement. So I wish he could pay rent, but that's just not in the cards for him.
Check his box. There's rent in there.
There's rent in the box. There's deposits anyway. Yeah, he's grown quite comfortable. It really frustrates the dog how he can just jump over the gates to get away from them, and the dog's all confused. But outside of that, he's all right. You know?
Yeah.
He's doing okay. So, man, we not even 5 minutes in, we made it on our first rabbit trail.
Get used to it.
Yes, this is the way.
It's happened all 12 episodes.
I don't even know how I get through sermons. Maybe it's because I'm the only one talking.
Probably.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't even know how I get through Bible study sometimes, but that's okay. The Lord gets us through. He sustains us. He equips us, makes our way for everything. So what do we have in store for today's episode?
Well, you are going to play Don't Forget the Lyrics with 3 Christmas songs. And I'm trying to stump you on the first 2.
Okay.
The third one, if you don't get the third one, we're going to have to revoke your pastorship here.
That's a lot at stake.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't have any prior warning coming into this, and I come in and I'm just on the hot seat. All right, like Nebuchadnezzar's furnace burning hot right now. So this is really important. I hope everybody's rooting for me and praying for me after the fact.
Okay. So in verse 6 of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. So what I will do is I will read 2 lines from a verse, and then you have to do the next 2 lines of the verse.
Okay.
So, you nauseate me, Mr. Grinch, with a nauseous super nos.
Nauseous super nos. That's after that. Is that right?
Yeah, so the next 2 lines.
I don't know the one after. You're a nauseous super nos. Something sauce. Mr. Grinch is part of it.
No.
Is it not? I can't
No.
remember. It's been like 6 years since I've sang this.
Okay. So, you nauseate me, Mr. Grinch, with a nauseous super nos. You're a crooked jerky jockey, and you drive a crooked hoss, Mr. Grinch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But my favorite line is, you're a crooked jerky jockey, and you drive a crooked hoss.
Jerky jockey and you drive a crooked hoss. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was tough.
Okay. You might have a little bit better success on this one. This is from your favorite Christmas song,
Okay.
Dominic the Donkey.
All right.
Jingle bells around his feet and presents on the sled. Hey, look at the mayor's derby on top of Dominic's head.
Does it go back to the chorus?
No.
Say it again.
Jingle bells around his feet and presents on the sled. Hey, look at the mayor's derby on top of Dominic's head.
I don't know. I might be able to figure out if I had the music with it, but I can't think of what the next line is.
A pair of shoes for Louis and a dress for Josephine.
A pair of shoes for Louis and a dress for Josephine.
The label on the inside says they're made in Brooklyn.
Hey, jingity ching, ee-haw, ee-haw. It's Dominic the donkey. Jingity ching, ee-haw, ee-haw. The Italian Christmas donkey. La 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 hee-ra. La 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 hee-ra. Yeah, okay. So,
All right.
with a lot of help, it came back around.
Yeah. You're 0 for 2 so far.
Yes, I am.
All right. So finally, here's one that you should know. In verse 4 of O come, Emmanuel. So the first 2 lines are, O come, thou dayspring, come and cheer. Our spirits by thine advent here.
Oh, come, O dayspring, come and cheer our spirit by thine advent here. Is the second line in Sin's Dark Shadows put to flight?
Say that again.
Is the second line in Sin's Dark Shadows put to flight?
Very, very close.
Uh,
But there's a line before it that you're missing.
right, I know. That's the second line. I can't remember the one before it.
You give up?
I don't read these without the words in front of me.
So, O come, thou dayspring, come and cheer. Our spirits by thine advent here. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and death's dark shadows put to flight.
Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel. Yes.
You skated by the skin of your teeth. I guess we'll keep you around.
Okay. Very good. So that was a crash course, guys.
I would have only gotten the Grinch one, if I'm being honest. I was out to stump you.
And you did.
And I did.
Yeah. If that was the goal, then I was stumped. Like a freshly cut down redwood out on the Pacific Northwest. But anyhow, we have Christmas Eve service next week. We are going to be presenting a bunch of ding-a-lings with this handbell choir. The biggest ding-a-ling of them all being myself. Not because I'm any better at handbells than anybody else, but I'm just a ding-a-ling. You can ask Kobe. You can ask Karen and Linda and, well, probably just about anybody else.
Yeah.
And then that
Who's
was
the second biggest ding-a-ling, though?
in the handbell choir.
Uh-huh.
Well, it was you till you had too many capacities to do it. Who do I want to pick on? I got to think of who all's there.
Well, I think you've got Jesse and Larry and Cindy and Arlene.
Larry, Cindy, Arlene.
Carol Luther. Carol Beerbaum, right?
She might. Okay, yeah, it's probably Carol Beerbaum.
Okay.
Probably Carol Beerbaum. She is subtly jokester, prankster, banter. Yeah.
And that makes
Yeah.
Karen.
I'm gonna say that she's the next biggest ding.
Does that make Karen the third biggest ding-a-ling?
Probably.
Okay. You heard it here.
Mostly by association.
You heard it here. Karen.
More than her own generating of it is probably just by association. She spends way too much time with you and I.
Yeah, she came to see me earlier.
Oh, good. What an unsightly sight. I'm just kidding.
Ouch.
Yeah, no, I don't mean that. That is not nice to say about a fellow brother in Christ.
You drive a crooked hoss, Brad.
I don't have a Harley or a motorcycle of any kind.
You have a truck. Close enough.
So, I guess. I don't know. Trucks and motorcycles, they kind of rise the same, like, primal, cool dude toys stuff
Mm-hmm.
out of people, but they're very different.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I condemn no one who has a motorcycle. I personally just don't want to ever be on something that weighs a few hundred pounds when there's 80,000 pound semis on the road.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel about it.
I have regretted buying a blue car now.
Oh, with all of the salt and the grime and stuff.
I owned a silver car previously to owning this blue car, and it got dirty, but like it kind of just blends in and it's fine all winter. And now I have a blue car with shiny, glossy black wheels, and I go,
Everything shows up.
like the back half of it is gray, and I need to get a little spray bottle out there and spray my backup camera because I can't see out of it now.
Yep.
I've got mirrors, but that does better for like pulling out of parking lots. Like when you can't see in your mirrors what's coming.
Yeah.
I can make it go super wide and see what, and it's got sensors and telling me if someone like flies up on me. Well, now I can't see.
I've been driving. So I've got a backup camera on the van,
Mm-hmm.
but not my car, and I don't have one on my truck. The truck is 22 feet long and 8 feet wide in the back with the dual rear wheels. I have been parking that thing in parking lots and backing out forever, but your visibility is better because you can see right out the back glass. And you're risen above everything else. There's nothing in your way.
I'm guessing
It's just a big wide open window.
I'm guessing you probably sit at least 3 feet higher than I sit in my car when you're in your
at
truck.
least. At least it's probably more than that, because the truck's higher off the ground and the seat is straight up off of the floor. It's not dished down into a floor.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit different. When I first got it, I had to get really used to driving it because of how high it was.
Mm-hmm.
That was really, really unique.
It's
But
always interesting on Wednesday nights to drive here after I've had dinner and get in the church van and go pick up kids in Geneva and come back. And I get in my car and go, ugh. And I'm like, holy cow.
I'm on like a bobsled compared to a boat, right? So yeah, how fun. So
That van is not comfy to drive. I'll tell you that, though. I feel just so like squeezed into that seat.
it's comfy everywhere besides the driver's and passenger seats.
Yeah.
But they've got the big center console right over the engine and transmission, so that's why it's the way it is.
Well, I
Always
feel
has
like
been.
my left leg, if I'm driving, is just shoved in to my thigh, or if I'm riding, then my right leg is shoved into my left. Like, I don't understand how they got away
you know
with
what?
that.
You go up to the GM truck plant. I don't know where they make the vans at, but they make the half-ton trucks in Fort Wayne,
Mhm.
and you just say, "Go do better."
Yeah.
And there you go. So, question I have for you, since
Uh-oh.
you threw unscripted stuff at me when I first rolled in here, what is your favorite family Christmas tradition?
That's a good question. I thought about talking about this and I totally forgot and I couldn't remember. So I'm glad you brought it up. So past tradition, I'll start there because I know I wanted to talk about this. When I was younger, when we lived in Fairmount, every Christmas morning, not every, but like for probably a run of about 12 or 13 years in a row, my dad's mom, Grandma Judy, would come over and eat breakfast with us. Now, as a really little kid, I didn't like it because we weren't allowed to open presents until Grandma Judy got there.
Okay.
But, being a little kid, you're up at 5:30, 6 a.m. on Christmas morning. Like, I can't wait. Santa's been here. Ah! Right?
Yeah.
You're so excited to open presents. All you care about when you're 5. Right? And your parents say, no, can't open anything until Grandma Judy gets here. And I asked, oh, when is she coming? And they'd be like, 9. I'm like, it's 6:30. And so
Always too late, right?
yeah.
It's always too late.
And so as I got older, I began to appreciate it much more.
Sure.
And then slowly, they stopped making us wait to open presents. And then, oh, you need to save 1 or 2.
Gotcha.
Whatever. But now that I'm older and she's been gone and, that tradition kind of stopped. I can't remember when, but there was kind of just at some point it just didn't make sense anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And she's getting too old to do it.
Right.
But now I'm like, oh man, I wish bare minimum that I would have known, okay, this is the last time. I didn't know the last time was the last time.
Yeah. It's an interesting and fleeting thing, isn't it? Even as a parent, Bellamy has certain mannerisms and phrases that he does right now that are super cute, I'm sure.
Ball, shoe, fish.
Yeah. So when's the last time he's going to speak like that? It's going to shift to something else, but you don't know when the last time is. Like with Azaria, her speech, obviously from the beginning of 2 to now 3.5 has changed a lot.
Yes.
But when we first started introducing her to mac and cheese and stuff like that, she would call it aroni cheese. And there was just one day where she said it right, and I can't remember when it stopped, So it's kind of like that with family traditions. Brad Paisley wrote a song called The Last Time for Everything, super nostalgic thing, tear-jerking stuff, but it talked about more well-known stuff or similar experiences like spring break on a pull-out couch, biscuits and gravy at grandma's house, fishing out on the lake with granddad, different stuff like that. Little Jimmy Dickens on the Opry stage, Prince singing Purple Rain, Glenn Frey singing Already Gone at the Forum in LA, all of these people who've died in the music industry and such. So yeah, I mean, it's a fleeting thing, and oftentimes it's hard to really appreciate things in the moment they happen, but upon reflection, we become very thankful for them.
Yeah.
And I'd say a favorite tradition of mine growing up, because my parents live right next to my grandparents. We would always get to open a gift on Christmas Eve. My grandfather was born on Christmas. My mom's dad. And if it was Christmas Eve and they had X amount of gifts for us at their house, he would just let us open all of them on Christmas Eve because he didn't want to wait for anything. And my grandpa would also, if I got something cool that he found neat and fascinating, I had to wait for grandpa to be done with it before I could play with it. My mom said it was the same thing when they were growing up. If he was going to tinker around with it and you got to have it when he was done, he was, he might, I can't remember for sure, but I got a PlayStation 2 in Christmas of 2005 with Lego Star Wars.
Ooh, classic.
I don't think he played it, but if it would have been a couple years earlier, he probably wouldn't have let me have it for a week.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. He was that level of, yeah. So that amuses me now. But we'd always do a lunch with my mom's side of the family and then a dinner over at the farm with my dad's side of the family. And that was always just a ton of fun, getting to see both sides of the family. And then some of those traditions I've adopted, for holiday meals. I now do the homemade egg noodles that Grandma Mary always made. She's still kicking, but she doesn't make the meals anymore because there's not she's in her mid to late 80s now, and that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that's gone. But now I remember right after I got married, Kylie was finishing up her last semester at HU, and I called my grandmother. I said, "Hey, how do I make these? I have a rough idea. Can you give me the rundown of your recipe?" And she rolled it off the top of her head, and I just wrote it down, and I keep it at my house. But that's a big one, and we've become kind of the hosts of our family.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a glutton for a lot of extra work or something, but I love hosting people. I love having people over. And I don't know. It's just become a really fun thing that, for Kylie's family and as much of my family that can be here, we usually do like Thanksgiving and some measure of Christmas and something like that.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Yeah.
We don't have any traditions quite yet, but I think we might be starting one next week. Between Abby's mom passing this fall and my parents getting ready to move after the first of the year, moving into a smaller house, and also just like trying to get their house ready, to sell and all that kind of stuff. We wanted to host when we moved. We knew that already. So we are going to host both sides of immediate family, same day. And what we're doing, as I said, hey, you guys can come as early as noon. We're kicking people out around 6 or 7.
Okay.
We're having snacks. When you show up, please, as a courtesy, just text us, say, hey, we're X amount of minutes out. That way, we can warm stuff up if it's not warm, right?
Mm-hmm.
They could both show up at the same time. They could show up at a different time. I don't care. But we decided we are not traveling on Christmas Day with Bellamy. And so they're just coming to our house, and they're going to show up when they show up.
That's great.
And I'm not saying that I won't eat with you, but if you're the second group to come and I've already eaten, I'm not going to eat with you twice unless I'm hungry. You know what I mean?
Well, company's the bigger thing.
Hey, eat some food. But there is no formal sit down meal time. I hate formal sit down meal times because people are never on time.
Sure.
And you're just sitting there waiting. People never time it right. So instead, when people are here, we're going to eat.
That's how I've always operated.
Both sides of our family are we're going to sit down and eat at this time. And we never sit down and eat at that time. And I'm just come on.
Yeah.
So we're going to start that. I would like to say, I don't like to open presents on Christmas Eve. It's the most disappointing thing on Christmas Day. You get to Christmas Day, you're this is really selfish and awful of me, but in my brain, I'm well, this is stupid. Christmas is over.
Yeah. Well, that's where we'd always get to open one small thing
right
on Christmas Eve. And that was always fun. One year. So we had these I brought home this cat from the farm one time. She was a yellow looking cat. Somewhere, something of a Maine Coon type of cat had helped her have kittens. I didn't know that she was going to have kittens when we brought her home. She had 3 of them. We gave one away. They're all brothers. The one boy, the biggest one, named him Waffle. He was 17 pounds. He would sit down in the double vanity sink in my parents' bathroom, and you just see this mound of fur where he would curl himself in that sink. I remember, I think it was in 6th grade, I got an Xbox 360, and he clawed at part of the paper. So I was kind of able to see what it was. Oh. So my mom still talks about that to this day, that he spoiled it for me. So, yeah.
I already know at least what one of my gifts is. Because the other day I walk out to the front stoop and there's Amazon boxes, and I didn't look at them yet. I just picked them up and I just shake every box. It doesn't matter what it is. I shake it, I shook it, and I go, well, this is Lego. And I only asked for 1 Lego set this year. So It's the logo set I asked for. Hooray!
So what if that goes really sour and you get a box that's like pre-mixed tannerite or something, and it just explodes?
That would be fun.
No, it wouldn't. You'd like blow your face off.
I held it out this way. Out
You
the
know,
door.
it's kind of disturbing that you can just walk into a farm store and buy that stuff. I don't know if you can anymore, but I remember, at least in West Virginia, you could walk in anywhere and
Field
find
trip.
that stuff. Yeah. But bring back around,
I bet Kendrick would let us play with tannerite on his property. What do you think?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him about that. But last Christmas, when we were renting out here, and then like the week before Christmas, we're moving back to Huntington,
Mm-hmm.
got everything set up and ready for Christmas. So my neighbor over on Center Street here put out like a 3-story Barbie house that was in like really good condition,
Uh-huh.
but I'm assuming, like a grandkid or, niece or nephew or something just didn't need it anymore. We picked the thing up and it was massive. Like it took up the whole back hatch of our
Oh, I've seen
minivan.
it.
Yeah. So Kylie and I used like 2 whole rolls of wrapping paper to cover the thing up when we got it to Huntington. That was the most fun thing I've ever watched Azaria open, because she was like, just the wow factor.
It's bigger than
was
her.
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah. She had to use a stool with it. Still does. To use it. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know. I'm finding experiences and memories are worth way more than whatever the stuff is.
Mhm.
The thing that I look forward to the most is always food.
Mhm.
Anymore, I just want to eat and hang out with people. I always tell people, and Kylie and I, when we're like looking for gifts for, Azaria's teachers or her assistants or something, I'm always like, get something perishable. Give them something that doesn't have to take up space for very long, because that's what I would want somebody to give me. If I don't want them to give me something that's going to take up more space. I got a cookie jar from somebody at our last church one year. It was like a ceramic boat. It was huge, massive thing. And it came with cookies, which was pretty
that's
cool.
good.
But it just took up so much space. I had a
didn't
hard
get
time finding it.
I didn't get a
place for
cookie
it.
jar.
Well, you weren't neighbors with Bill Easley.
Oh, I thought like because you were working at the church, it was the gift.
Oh, I think it was
Just because you were a neighbor.
possibly, if I'm remembering that kind of
Okay.
correctly. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, it was interesting. So, on from traditions. Outside of Christmas Eve, I don't think we have any announcements for like much of the rest of the year. There's the Wonder Women's event that's going to be on January 19th. What else do we have?
Cost is $7. Please sign up before the end of the year if you can.
That's cheaper than a 2 cheeseburger meal at McDonald's, guys.
That's an issue though.
That
McDonald's used to be cheap.
Yeah. This is why I make most of my food at home.
I can eat French fries. That's about it.
That's about all you tolerate anymore. Yeah, I don't think we have a whole lot else in the announcement department. Sermon-wise, we this past week was Joy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Joy was the gift that we went through, and that was fun and exciting, and I'm very I just love this time of year with all of these different stories in the narrative. This great big joy is a person in Jesus, and that's just the most warm and sacred and fun part of it all. And then this week, we're going to be looking at the gift of love, also a person in Jesus. So please go ahead and, I'd say, really familiarize yourself with the first 3 chapters of John. I'm not going to preach through 3 chapters of John on Sunday. I'm just saying we have a ton to learn from the first 3 chapters of John related to God's love for people.
There's something about joy that you didn't say in your sermon that I want
to
say that Pastor Jason talked about, more about joy of worship, but just joy in general.
Sure.
I will insert the video here, and you guys can watch Pastor Jason talk because I have it clipped
Yeah.
on my phone.
Verse 1 begins with the words, I rejoiced. Now, rejoice means to celebrate, to cheer, to exult, or to delight in. Now, let's remember, though, that having joy is not the same thing as being happy, right? Having joy is not the same thing as being happy. Joy is a decision. It's a character trait, an attitude, one that we choose to adopt. Happy is a mere emotional feeling. And the Bible has very little interest in motivating you to worship by your feelings alone. Okay? Feelings and emotions have a place in worship, but not as the initial motive. Worship is something we choose. And sometimes, maybe even often, we have to choose to worship not from a place of happiness, but from a place of sorrow or pain or struggle, confusion, even desperation.
Pastor Jason Carter is the lead pastor from the previous church I was youth pastor at, where Kobe worked for a while and also served for, gosh, how long were you there? Like close to 8 years? It was about 8 years? Like 2017 or so to 2025?
Oh, just attending?
Just at College Park, yeah.
Attending? I attended with my family for a little while, and then we stopped going for a time, and then I'd been
It was
gone.
pretty brief.
It felt very long, but it actually wasn't all that long.
It was like
We left and we went somewhere else for a little while, and then COVID hit shortly after we had left, I think.
that sounds right.
And then you got hired on pretty soon after I left.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And then once I got hired, then I came back and was there up until I got hired on here.
Yeah, so
But I worked there for a little while too.
I'm excited to hear Jason's perspective on that he's been worship leader before he was senior pastor, was a worship leader for like 12 years, formally associate pastor with worship and stuff like that. But he's been a worship leader for probably close to 30 years now, I'd guess. As far as that kind of being a regular part of his life, I think early on in college. I don't want to spoil too much of his story. We'll try to have him on as a guest sometime.
I'm willing to bet it's probably closer to 25 years. He's been doing serious-ish to fully serious worship leading.
Yeah, I think that's about right. So yeah, check out Jason's comments. That'll be good. But yeah, we're going to be looking at the gift of love this week. And man, every time I think of this topic and the wonder and the purity and the excellence that is the love of God, the love is such a overused term for so many things that don't actually mean what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where I just feel a great sense of care in how we ought to talk about it and reference it and use it, all of those things. So really, really looking forward to this Sunday. And I will not be preaching on the 28th. Amos will be coming to...
Hooray!
Yeah, exactly. Amos is going to be here, so it's good. Is going to be preaching on salvation. So that'll be really great for the final Sunday of the year. And then we'll be kicking off next year, the 4th, with the coming of the Magi, right before Epiphany. And then we will proceed into sermon series that I will disclose at the beginning of the year.
Because you don't know what you're going to talk about.
I'm pretty certain I know what I'm going to do. I just need to make sure that that's what the Lord still wants me to do. What I want to do is go through a 14-week series on the Apostles' Creed called What We Believe. After that, I would like to do a series.
Where you hand it off to me and I give
Maybe.
my Veggie Tales.
Yeah, a Veggie Tales, the exegete Veggie Tales. Yes, you have a PhD in Veggie Tales lore. I feel like,
Pretty much.
but after that, I would like to do from what we believe to, or the series I want to call We Believe, and the next one I want to call We Believe, Therefore We Go, through the book of James. And I think I could do that in
5 weeks.
I'm not going to do it that fast this time. I did it that time because at College Park because I had to. But I'd probably try to break that up in an intro week and then probably 2 weeks in each chapter. So probably 11 or 12 weeks through the book of James. So we'll see. I just need to see if
But
the
you've
Lord will
also
give me
got,
permission to do
Easter in there.
that. Yeah.
Take a break for Easter.
Yeah, you take a break for Palm Sunday and Easter and such like that. So I have a working idea. I just need the Lord's permission, and I'll keep you updated on what he does. Maybe I'll get partway through part of it and then just,
Do Veggie Tales with me.
do Veggie Tales with Kobe. Who knows? But I think that's all I've got. Do you
Look.
have anything else you would like to add or contribute today?
I give a mean Esther lesson.
Yes, you do. You've got that story fairly well mastered for regurgitation, I would say.
I'd like to share a fun fact about the Esther story. If you're not very familiar, you know the gist of it. Israel's taken because Xerxes throws his king out, or throws his queen out because she won't show up. She blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter, right? All this time, right? So you've got Haman plotting to kill all the Jews and commit genocide, and he has this pole.
Hey, man, that's not cool.
Yeah, it's not cool. He has this giant pole in front of his house in a courtyard where he's going to drop Mordecai on it. Has this pole made erect and all that kind of stuff, and they end up dropping him on the pole at the end.
Yes.
And I want to say, I don't have it in front of me, but I want to say that pole was like 80 feet tall or something like that.
Was it ridiculous?
Ridiculously tall.
Wow.
I've not seen a picture. In my mind, I imagine just like a perfect like cone with like a pointy tip on it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 40 feet in the air. So, there's a big old pole, 40 feet, and then 40 more feet of, like a spike.
Tapering.
Of a tapering
Yeah.
spike. And,
Yeah.
gravity is
It's a mean thing.
gravity's a mean thing. So interpret that how you will.
Yeah. I think it's very healthy that you're contemplating on the imagination of how Haman was mutilated. I think that's good.
But in Veggie Tales, it's the Isle of Perpetual Tickling. So you have this like Grim Reaper sort of character wearing like a dark robe, like covering the eyes and the mouth, and like this big, ridiculously long like feather coming out of like a handless sleeve, and it's just like tickling people, and they're like jumping and
Being tortured by the tickles.
Yeah,
For
and
all eternity.
So like
that's
the person comes and tickles them all the way to the island, and then they're just tickled perpetually for the rest of their life.
that sounds
That
sounds worse than being impaled, honestly.
a little bit.
Like at least it's over.
Yes.
With the impaling, the perpetual tickling, that's just torture. So yeah. Well, very well. Hey, thanks for coming to join us on a new podcast this year. We look forward to continuing to make content for, I guess, perpetually. And
Hopefully not get tickled.
Yes. Hopefully the big feather avoids us and avoid you too. Have a wonderful, excellent Merry Christmas as you reflect upon the coming of the Redeemer to the world. May the Lord bless and keep you and make his face shine upon you and give you peace. Thanks for listening.
And joy and love.